Welcome to this refresher video from the National Improving Writing Programme relating to creating robust learning intentions and success criteria. In this video, we will be describing some ideas to support the delivery of the full writing bundle, specifically focusing on creating learning intentions and writing achievable success criteria. This links directly to one part of the National Improving Writing Programme Change Bundle and is essential to the success of writing in your classroom. Firstly, we're going to look at some common learning intentions that we have seen used with the National Improving Writing Programme and how to align success criteria to these so that pupils know exactly what is expected of them to be successful. Here, the first learning intention is to use interesting vocabulary. But what might that success criteria be? At the initial stages, pupils might collaborate and decide on the kinds of words you might use, or you can select the types of words you'd like them to use. Obviously, the pupils need to know the meaning and how to use the words before they can write them. So some of your modelled input would need to align to these success criteria. The amount of sentences again depends on the age and the stage of your pupils. Here is the learning intention to use conjunctions to join sentences together. But what might the success criteria look like? Again, to start with, you might select the conjunctions you want them to use. First level benchmarks say the conjunctions expected are and, because, so, and but. However, if you're working with second level outcomes, you might want them to select from a different range, which you show them. The amount of sentences also still depends on the age and the stage of your pupils. Here, the learning intention is to use the correct punctuation. What might this success criteria look like? So selecting the type of punctuation for the right kind of text is essential. A conversation would allow question marks and exclamations to occur with ease. A report about the rainforest would not. Choose the text type so pupils have the best chance to achieve the criteria. Here's an example showing that not every piece of writing will lend itself to all different types of punctuation. And you are definitely not looking for pupils to write these in every single piece of writing. Don't contrive to get them to add exclamation marks or questions without that being a reasonable thing within the text. We want an authentic and reasonable use of punctuation. Use the benchmarks to support the operational definition for punctuation and select the punctuation that relates to your level and the text type that you are exploring. Here's another example of the operational definition for writing benchmarks for openers and conjunctions. There are no writing elements at early level for these two. Here's an example of some jotter targets and ways that you might differentiate your success criteria for learners. In this example, you can see that the learner is writing 3 sentences using just capital letters and full stops. There's a space there for the teacher and for the pupil to assess if they have achieved it. In this example, the learners were looking at openers in their writing, again differentiated by the amount of sentences being used. But there are examples of the kinds of openers that are expected, whether that is the time openers, first, next, then, after, or finally. And a final example. that is bringing together lots of elements, but including punctuation, conjunction, and openers. This is very simple and straightforward for the learners to be able to see if they have been successful. Thank you for listening to this video today. If you do require any further support, please reach out to your school leads or your local lead.